Well, it's Friday, which means it is time for another episode of The Trend, a weekly video series powered by Mortgage Champions. If you haven't already, be sure to visit our website, dalevermillion.com, so that you can check out his 2019 Mortgage Market Insights video. It's incredible. It's like 17 minutes of impactful information about what you should be looking for this year in the mortgage market. Bo put together some really amazing questions. Dale answers them. You can get full access by just putting in your name and email address. Again, that's dalevermillion.com. So we're going to kick it off, as we always do here at The Trend, with our articles of the week. Mike, you got a really interesting one about ARMs.
Yeah, that's right. Featured article here was in the Mortgage News Daily by Jan Swanson. This is in reference to Ellie Mae's Origination Insight Report. And in this, we have a lot of good information about, time to close going up to 47 days, FICO scores dropping to 726, DTI holding at 26 over 39. So some good stats to see here, but really the core of this article is we see that demand is outpacing supply. And so therefore people are turning to ARMs as a way to get into homes. So this is something to be aware of, to be studied up on, so that you can educate your borrowers when it comes to ARM products.
Awesome, absolutely. Well, yeah, and it's an interesting thought as well that, like you said, borrowers are wanting to get in, and so you arguably have to have those products in place as a loan officer and as a lender to be able to allow them to do so, right? If people are resorting to products other than just fixed rate, right, Bo?
Yep, and loan officers have to be experts on those products as well.
Yeah.
With today's market, you can't only be able to sell one or two different products. You have to have a full array of products that you are very knowledgeable about. So.
Interesting. Absolutely. Good article, Mike. Well, how about yourself?
Yeah, so mine is out of the MBA. The title of it was Number of Homes for Sale Up, but Fewer Affordable to Middle Class Buyers. So we're going to be seeing a balancing act of both good and bad news in this article. So the good news is that number of homes for sale is increasing drastically across the country. However, the bad news, that doesn't help affordability at all. Even though inventory is going up in most metro areas, we're still finding that the number and the share of affordable homes is actually decreasing. And in some markets, it's decreasing a lot. You look at some metro areas such as San Jose and Seattle, they're both down 12% from 2017. Los Angeles is down 4% and San Diego is down 16%. And there's a ton of other metro areas. There were 49 studied, and all of them were going down when it came to affordability, even though inventory was going up. So the causes for this, we saw a ton of significant home price gains and rate increases all throughout 2018, going into 2019. So that's contributing to the affordability problems. But also, home builders over the past few years have been focusing primarily on luxury homes, and so now we're going to be seeing a shift in their mindset, because first-time buyers are left in a state of limbo, and there's not enough affordable starter homes out there on the market. So the trend, it all comes back to affordability, because affordability is such a prevalent issue in today's market. I think we're going to be starting to see a lot of banks and a lot of builders adjust their tactics and adjust their focus. Banks are going to be pushing more non-QM loans. They're going to be pushing ARMs. Low down payment options are going to be more popular, and then builders are going to be redirecting their focus toward more starter, more affordable homes.
Interesting. Well, my article of the week is actually from Housing Wire, and the headline reads, "Massive data breach involving millions of mortgage documents just got much worse." If you missed it, Wednesday, TechCrunch came out with a report where they cited that a sub-vendor of Ascension, which is a data analytics company based out of Texas that works with financial institutions and mortgage companies, actually had an unprotected server that housed information from over 10,000 borrowers from the past 10 years. Well, it got worse yesterday, as TechCrunch did some further digging and found that there was actually a second server that actually had even more information unprotected, and in a format that was actually more readable for those who access that server. And there's still, it's unknown how many people may have accessed that server while it was unprotected, which is just wild. So what's obviously the trend behind this headline? Borrowers are going to be more wary of what information they're giving to financial institutions and to lenders, and how it's being protected. So a couple of key takeaways I would say for in 2019, lenders probably should take some time to reassess their vendors and actually make sure that their customers' information is protected and up to code and up to standard. The other thing I would say is they should reassess their internal processes to make sure they're not holding on to documents longer than they need to. There's no need, from what I understand, to hold a document for more than for 10 years, for example. So make sure as a lender that you are getting rid of your documents and cycling those. As a loan officer, I would say actually review your company's privacy policy and be aware of what your company's due diligence is in protecting your borrower's information, because they're going to be asking and you have to be prepared to have that conversation on the phone.
That's a great point.
Right? This isn't something that you can just sort of pawn off to your CTO and your IT department anymore. You need to know it yourself. You don't need to know all the details, but you need to know the logistics, and you need to know who to push them to if they have more detailed questions.
That's great.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, so let's go on to a new segment this week, which hopefully will be a little bit fun, and we'll again give you guys an opportunity to win a fun prize from us here at Mortgage Champions. We're calling it Road Warrior Tales.
That's right.
A little bit of a trip of the tongue. This is inspired actually by all of the travels that Dale has all the time, and some of the issues that he runs with trying to make it through planes, trains, and automobiles to get to where he needs to go. So,
That's
Mike,
right.
what happened to Dale this past week?
Man, really the last 2 weeks for Dale, well, all this month has been crazy as we've been running around the clock at Mortgage Champions. But last week, I think it was 4 states in 3 days, and then this week, driving like 125 miles through snow and sleet both ways, uphill. So things have been busy, things have been good, and Dale is definitely on the top of it with the road.
Yeah.
What is it again?
The Road Warrior Tales. If
I had to work on
you
that
got a better
one.
name, you can give it to us in the comments
So,
below.
call to action here, though, for you guys is tell us about your travel and crazy stories that you've got, maybe from the holidays or from this last month, and have a chance of winning Dale's book.
Yep, absolutely. Well, again, we want to remind you guys, check out Dale's 2019 Mortgage Market Insights video. You can visit dalevermillion.com. It's right on the banner. Just click on the button, input your name and email address, and it will be directly emailed to you. It is fantastic information and something you need to know to make sure that you achieve your sales success goals in 2019. I think that's it for us this week. From all of us at Mortgage Champions, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next Friday.